on record, select the browser URL, start recording. Yeah, Nandini, login. Okay. And also I will add a text checkpoint also. Please enter your username and password. For this I will add a check and I will do login button. I successfully logged in and I will end the transaction. Fish D02 underscore. Click on fish. Click on okay. Click on the fish. Stop. Select the product. T03 underscore. Select the product. Select the product. End the transaction. T04 add to cart. Add to cart. Click on add to cart. End the transaction. If you want, add a checkpoint. Insert the transaction. This is T05, right? T05. Proceed. Proceed to checkout. Proceed to checkout. You should not provide any spaces between the names. Okay, this is how we can follow the naming conventions. Click on OK. Click on proceed to checkout. Stop. Insert the transaction. Payment continue. T06, right? Underscore. Payment continue. Okay. Continue. Payment confirm. T07 underscore. Payment confirm. Confirm the payment. Okay. Now tag. Select this. Insert the checkpoint. It's compulsory, right? You should insert the checkpoint. After inserting the checkpoint, stop that. Yeah, we will see. T08, right? T08 sign. Sign. Click on sign on. End the transaction. Stop. Yeah, T indicates the transaction number. Okay. That's not an issue. No, okay. Okay, fine. It's user-defined variables. But only thing is you should remember is you should not provide any spaces. That's the important thing. So start transaction. Yes, save the script, right? So we'll try to read. The script is recorded. The script is passed. It doesn't mean that the functionality is achieved because we have not done the correlation. So keep the script as it is. Control A, Control C, go to the text compare. Go to text compare, paste the script on one side. Next, add the script, one more script, add new script. This time J bet underscore 2. Record it. Stop recording. Try to do the same. First fish, first one add to cart, proceed to checkout, continue, confirm, yeah, order is confirmed, sign. Once it is done, stop it. It will automatically create a script for us. Okay, go to, please check if any unwanted requests are being recorded or not. So, no, right? So you can close the report, go to second action, okay, control C, go to text compare, copy here, and click on compare. It will show you. Don't worry about, because second time we have not added any text check sets, so that is the difference it is showing here. Apart from this, yeah, so we have not inserted the transaction names also. That is the difference it is showing. Forget about this simple differences, the snapshots. Okay, that is not, we are not worrying about it. So now if you observe here, this J session ID, the value in recording 1 and the value in recording 2 is different, right? Correct, right? If this J session ID, the value in recording 1 and the value in recording 2 is different. Here if you see E1B, here if you see A something, this value is different and this value is different. So you can confirm this is a dynamic value. So J session ID is a dynamic value. And slowly scroll down. If you see one more value also, it is different. What is that? Source page. Source page. This value is also a dynamic value from recording 1 and recording 2. So you should consider, we found two values. What is the first one? J session ID. J session ID. What is the second one? Page source. Two dynamic values. Any other dynamic values? So think time, it is not there here. The transaction names, it is not there here. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we are using which script you want to enhance. Do you want to enhance JPEG 1 or JPEG 2? JPEG 2, why I have recorded the same for two times is in order to show you the difference. That is the purpose I have recorded two times. But in practice, we don't record two times. We easily identify. If you know the dynamic values, you can easily identify which is the dynamic value. But being a beginner, so you feel tough to identify the dynamic values. That is the reason why I recorded the same script for two times in order to show you the difference. Okay. Yeah. Yes. If you are unable to see by observing this script, if you are unable to identify the dynamic values, then you have to do it. I have an experience, so I can identify this is a dynamic value. Yes, session IDs always will be a dynamic value. This is not we have passed, right? See, Carlon, all you, these values are what we passed. So these values are static. This is not the value which we passed, but it is flowing, but it is going in the request. So it means that this value is coming from some response. So it may be the dynamic value. So likewise, we can understand. But if you are unable to attract the dynamic values, what you can do is record the same flow two times, go to text compare and identify. Okay. Now this FP is also one more dynamic value. FP. Yeah. No, I am picking only the text, not the dynamic value. So it, see, name source page is equal to. So this is the dynamic value. So I am just noting the JSON ID, source page, FP. So three variables. So these three are dynamic values, not the values. I am not concentrating on the value. Anyhow, this is a dynamic value. But how to identify? With this value is identified with the help of the source page. Okay, and this FP, one more dynamic value. Any other dynamic values? No. Okay. So finally, the script is having three dynamic values. One is JSON ID, other one is source page, other one is FP. Okay. Now you can simply close the text compare, minimize. So now first go to session ID, where we have, you can remove any one of the script. I will remove the script number 2. Remove. I don't need this. So delete the script from the disk. It will automatically delete it from the disk as well. Okay. Yes, it will automatically delete. Now go to the action. Simply scroll down. So this is the dynamic value. Yes, correct. JSession ID is the dynamic value only, right? So JSession ID. Copy this. Follow the steps. Follow the correlation steps. What are the steps? Control F. Copy the value. Click on these two. Click on find all. Okay. See, selection. Current script. You have to select the current script, current action, or entire solution. If you click entire solution, from the entire solution it will select. So current action. Action means only the action part. Current script means it will check for user init, action, and user end. Okay. Where you want to check, where you want to search this value. So I will select the current script. So click on find all. Okay. If you click on Control F, for example, if it is in selection, you won't find. If you find, click on find all, it won't find, right? Okay. Okay. So simply scroll it up. Control F. Scroll this to current script. Scroll this to current script, and now click on find all. Click on find all. It will show you the occurrences. Okay. 1 second. Control F. Okay. Not the code editor. Snapshots and logs. Select the snapshots and logs. Select the current selection as the current script. Now click on find all. Okay. Now you will get some list of occurrences where this value is there in these many number of occurrences. So okay, which occurrence we want to select? First occurrences, which having the body. This is the body. This is the first occurrences, record response body. You have to double click on this. If you double click on this, you have to observe two differences. One is it will show the line number, and other one is it will show the response where this ID is present. Double click on this. Okay, please observe. Again, go to search results. Double click on this. If you double click on this, it is blinking on line number 27. Correct? Double click on this. It is blinking on line number 27. It means that here you have to write the correlation function. Correlation function. And also it is showing the response message. You have to copy it. Okay, you have to copy. So this is the dynamic. This is the value. Go to Notepad++. Copy the value here. So this is my dynamic value, and left to this is left boundary and right to this is right boundary. So there is no need to select all the things. So please select a specific left boundary is enough. I will select from this point to this point is enough. It's up to you to where you are selecting. Okay. Left boundary is equal to this one. Okay. Right boundary is equal to, what is the right boundary of this dynamic value? This is my right boundary. So select till this point. Yeah, how exactly is just a trial and error method. If you select, it's just a trial and method. If this tool is unable to find the dynamic value, it will throw within this left boundary and right boundary. I am not able to find the dynamic value. It will throw an error. So what you will do? Select some more length. Okay. So that is just a trial and error method. It's not a fixed thing. You can, yeah, please. When you will be an expert means select a, yeah, correct. Select maximum length. Select maximum length. Okay. For example, why? See, this is an important thing. I will give you one more example here. Copy it. I have one more dynamic value here. Instead of this, I have one more dynamic value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have one more dynamic value, and for this dynamic value here it is not actions. Here it is, for example, here it is home. Okay. Now tell me, if I select the left boundary to this point, okay, which value it has to pick? If I select the left boundary to this control V to this point, and for this the left boundary to this point, how it will select the how it will select the which value it will select, which dynamic value it will select, first dynamic value or second dynamic value? Why? Left boundary is equal to right boundary is equal to. Here the sorry, this is also left boundary for second one, left boundary for second one. Here the left boundary for this one and both left boundaries are same. So you are confusing the machine, right? You are confusing the tool, which so it will throw an error. There is a yeah, it won't pick up this dynamic value because both the left boundaries are same. Now tell me to what extent I have to select. To what extent I have to select for the left boundary for the first one. To what extent I have to select the left boundary for second one. Yeah, yeah. Till actions I need to select. Till home I need to select. So this comes by practice. Okay. Now if you see the left boundary for the first dynamic value 1 is different and the dynamic value 2 is different, correct? Yeah. Now it will easily capture the left and right boundaries. You got it? Yeah. That's difference. You need to show some difference. You need to show some difference. Yeah. So to the extent what you take is up to you. Is up to you. It's not a mandatory thing. It's up to you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the dynamic value. We are writing the correlation function, right? So before writing, what is the correlation function? Web, reg, save, param. Correct. To build a skeleton, double quotes, comma, double quotes, comma, double quotes, comma, last. So here what I have to write? Here I have to write the correlation function. C underscore. What is this? J session ID. It's a user defined variable. So here you are storing this dynamic value. Here you are capturing the dynamic value with the help of left boundary and right boundary. So before copying the left boundary and right boundary here, what you have to do? What you have to do? You have to insert a backslash before every double quotes. Before every double quotes, you have to insert a backslash. You have to insert a backslash. Now this is my left boundary. Copy it, paste it here. Now this is my right boundary. Copy it, paste it here. Now copy this line. Where I have to write? I have to write here. Okay, got it? Now, so we have written the fabric save param function, correlation function. Now what is the next thing we have to do? We have to replace wherever this dynamic value is there, we have to replace with this LR parameter. With this LR parameter, correct? So for that, what we have to do? Select this, click Ctrl H, okay, flower brackets, insert that, I have to write C underscore J session ID. Okay. If you click on replace all, see how many places here I have dynamic value, here also I have the same dynamic value. So replace all. It will replace C. It shows 3 occurrences where replaced. Click on OK. You can close the script. See. One time, second time, somewhere. It will be the same dynamic value somewhere also. Where it is. So you can easily search it. Where it is. Copy this. Control F. Find next. Yeah. Okay. It replaced in this line also. Here, one time it replaced. Second time it replaced. Third time it replaced. Okay. So 3 times it got replaced. Save the script. Go to runtime settings. While you are debugging the script, while you are enhancing the script, click on log, extended log. select extended log parameter substitution. Parameter substitution means whether the value which we have correlated is substituting or not. So it will be selected. But while you are running the test should be run in standard log only. You should not go for extended log. If you go for extended log, the log file will be very big. Unnecessary, we are wasting the memory. Okay. While you are running the test, go for standard log. But while you are enhancing the script, while you are debugging the script, select extended log parameter substitution. Save this. Close the script. Now replay the script. If you check the logs, it will show. Yeah, see the value is, this dynamic value is stored here. Okay, got it, copied here, and it is substituted. So here it is substitution, parameter substitution. Okay, it happens here. So if you see, now I will replay the same script. For example, once again I am replaying the same script. Now if you go, yeah, see here the JSession ID is this time. This is the JSession ID. See, every time it is copying the new value. This value is different and this value is different, correct? So if every time if the dynamic value changes, it copies the dynamic value to the user defined variable c underscore JSession ID, and wherever in the script c underscore JSession ID is there, it will pass a new dynamic value. Here it will pass a new dynamic value, here it will pass a new dynamic value. Got it? Any doubts, please? Any doubts, please? On the empty line, you can right click on the empty line, insert, new step, type web bridge, say param function, double click on it. It will automatically parameter name. What is the parameter name? C underscore source page. Copy the left boundary, copy the right boundary, click on OK. So it will automatically write the correlation function for us. So select this, go to the dynamic value. In place of dynamic value, Control H. Okay, replace it with source page. Replace all. Only one occurrence. Okay. Okay. It will automatically replace. Other value is FP. Select the value. Control C. Control F. Uncheck this. Select these two. Find all. Scroll it up. Record response body. Yeah, this one. Double click on this. Line number 36. Okay. Select this line. Okay. Do it carefully. This is the FP value, right? So select this line. Okay. So better do it in Notepad++. It is simple. So this is the FP value, right? Yeah, this is my FP value. Identify the left and right boundaries. Identify the static left and right boundaries. So for this, where is FP value? Yeah, here this is FP value. Okay. So this is FP value. This is left boundary. Okay. And what is the right boundary for FP value? Yeah. This is the right boundary for FP value. So this one, yeah, this one, sorry. Yeah, it's up to you what to what extent. If it is unable to find, you can change this value. If it is able to find, no problem. Only thing is, it should be, I shown you with this example, right? It should be different. So okay, where we have to write line number. Anybody remember line number 36? Here I have to write the function. Yeah, right click, insert, new step, establish a param, double click. What is this? C underscore FP. FP. This is my left boundary. Okay, so it will, the function is written. Then what we have to do? We have to replace this with the dynamic value with this LR parameter. Where is the dynamic value? This is the dynamic value. Copy the dynamic value, Control H, replace with C underscore FP. Entire script, current script, replace all. Okay. Now there is no dynamic values. Now there is no dynamic values. Okay, it is not replaced here. Why? We have selected, right? Okay, this FP value is different. This FP value is different and this source page is different. Okay, be careful. So then we have to rename it. This is FP value 2. Okay, you got it right. So this value is different. This is a different source page value. So right, for this again you have to do, this is FP value 2. For this again you have to do. See, if you observe here we have two lines. This is not the same value FP. This FP value is different and previous FP value is also different. If you want, I will show it. This is the FP value, right? See, okay. Previous FP value is different and this FP value is different. So likewise, if n number of dynamic values are there, for n number of dynamic values, you have to do correlation. You got it? For all the no dynamic value should be present in the script. That is the concept. Okay, you have to accommodate all the dynamic values. Then only script functionality will work. The functionality of the script will. So any doubts till now, please? So we will see the end-to-end flow in the sense how to record the script, how to insert the transactions, how to put the checkpoints, everything we will see. After that, how to design a scenario, how to execute the test. Till now, we have not seen the controller and analysis, right? So what is the importance of controller and what is the importance of analysis? I told you. So text executions are done in with the help of controller, and text result analysis is done with the help of this analysis tool. Okay, we have three tools. So we will see end to end. I will take you to the end to end flow. So create a script. We will use this end to end. End to, I will name it as end to end. Before that, please start the server. Web tools, downloads, web tools. Start the server. We have a username. Yeah, Rajavan is here. Okay, I will use that username. Yeah. Record the script. Change the URL. Start recording. Please carefully observe whether the events are increasing or not. Recording event should increase. Okay. Yeah, dashboard is launched. So insert a text checkpoint. Welcome to Web2 site. Insert a text checkpoint. Okay. Before doing the transaction, login. Okay. T01. Okay, whatever it is. Okay. Click on login button. End the transaction. Click on flights. Flights button. Okay. Click on flights button. Select the flights. Okay. Before that, end the transaction. Select the flight. Click on continue. One. Okay. Okay. Continue. Select the flight. Insert the check. Flight departing from. End it. Continue to. Okay. Click on continue to end the transaction. Insert. Okay, we have not selected anything. Payment details. Insert text check. Continue to. Okay. Is 3 right? Fine. We will change it there. Okay. Insert the transaction. Itinerary. Okay. Stop it. Start the transaction. Click on sign off. Okay. Sign off it. End the transaction. Stop recording. So first part is done. So we have recorded. After the tool will automatically generate a script for us. Please uncheck the unwanted URLs. Close the thing. No defects. Replay the script. What happens if I replay the script? The script is passed. Okay. So you have to check text checkpoints is been verified or not. So web tools, this is working. After login, where is WebBridge find function? Yeah, here we have WebBridge find function. Yeah, end the transaction. So after login, we have not added any WebBridge find function. No. Okay. We will add now. WebBridge find. Okay. What is the message we get here? Welcome, right? Welcome. Welcome, Jojo. Likewise, we'll get, right? Now it failed because you see now it fails because it didn't find that welcome text. Why? Why it didn't find the welcome text after login button? Yeah, we have not done the correlation. If you want to check it, click the split it, tick it. This is recording, this is replay. Okay, snapshots view. Why snapshot? Okay. Page view. Go to page view. Here, if you see, welcome Rajavan, but here it is not showing anything. In the sense, we have an issue. What is the issue? We have not correlated. So you have to do the correlation for this. Okay, we know how to do correlation. We have already there. Copy this line. Where I have to paste it? I know where I have where from which request response it is coming. I know that. It's all comes from practice, right? So I can copy this. Instead of this dynamic value, I can replace this C underscore cases. Now if you try to replay, yeah, script passed, right? You can see the past status. Script is passed. If the script is passed, it doesn't mean the functionality is working. So you have to go to the tools, click on itinerary, tickets are booked. Cancel all the tickets. Again, try to replay the script. Yes, script is passed. Check the functionality. Yeah, ticket is booked. Cancel the ticket. Minimize this. Now we will execute the script. Now we will do the load test. Now we will do the load test. Before going to load test, you have to do some settings, runtime settings. Run logic, this is fine. Pacing. If you want to provide any pacing between iteration to iteration, in the sense, after first iteration, if you want to give some delay, I will explain you these concepts in the upcoming sessions. So please remember what is pacing means. If you want to provide any delay between iteration to iteration, you have to do this. Okay, so let it be. For time being, we go for fixed, and for we'll set the 10 seconds delay between every iteration. Save, log. I told you, right? You have to do it in standard log only. You should not go for extended log. Think time, think time. I will discuss this. See, we have the think time here, right? This is the think time. I will tell you what do you mean by think time, what is spacing and all. We will discuss. But let it be. We will limit the think time to. We will limit the think time to 2 seconds or 5 seconds. Let it be. Or just for now. Okay. Okay. Why I am doing these settings? Why I am doing these settings? Now I am going to perform the load test on this script. So before going for load test, you have to do some settings on the runtime settings. So okay, yeah, remaining all fine. Close the settings, save the script. Now what you have to do, go to integrations. Okay, go to integrations, create a controller scenario. Go to integrations and create controller scenario. If you click on this, it will ask, so what is the load you want to run on this script? Let I will run with 10 users. 10 user load is 10. Okay, if you select running users as 10, it will put 10 users on this script. Load as 10 users. If you click on this okay, it will take you to the controller, load runner controller, which is a second tool I'm showing, right? This is, it will automatically takes you to the load runner controller. It opens the load counter controller. Okay, wanted things here. So it will automatically takes you to the load runner controller. See, this is the group end-to-end script, right? This is the path of the script, and this is the quantity localhost load generator. At the moment, my computer is acting as a local host. Okay, got it? So if you want to add another script, you can add here. Add. So first JPEG1, JPEG2. If you want to add, you can add it. Okay. Okay. Or if you want to delete it, right click on this, or you can select this and this one. If you click on this, it will automatically remove the group. So I have selected the script. This is the script. So here I told you, right, what is this line, what is this line, and what is this line? These three lines. Yes, correct. What are those three lines? I told you, right, we are not putting the load on the script directly. So before that, what we are doing, we are designing the scenario with the proper settings. I told you, right, the load will be slowly increasing. It takes certain time. We provide that is called ramp up duration. After ramp up duration, we are maintaining a steady state duration. After steady state duration, this is ramp down duration. This is ramp down. This is steady state. Steady duration or steady state. This is ramp up duration. This is ramp down duration. This is steady state duration. So load test, basically load test will run for 1 hour. Basically load test will run for 1 hour. In the sense, you are doing analysis only for this 1 hour. Only for this 1 hour you are doing the analysis. And you are not considering ramp up duration and ramp down duration for analysis. But what is the importance of ramp up and ramp down durations? What is the importance of ramp up? I told you, right? So it creates a warm up to the servers. Warm up for servers. Also, in order to simulate the real world scenario, I told you, right, in order to simulate the real world scenario in real world, now for example, if you are running with 1,000 users, all the 1,000 users won't log in at a time, right? In real world situation, all 1,000 users are not accessing the application at a time. Slowly at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, slowly the users will ramp up. So in order to simulate this scenario, we are properly providing this ramp up, steady state, and ramp down durations. Okay, so this is what we are designing. This is what is called as a designing the scenario. So see, if you found here, you have three tabs: design tab, run tab, and diagnosis tab. See, design tab, run tab, and diagnosis tab. We are still in the designing tab. In designing tab, we have selected this script and we have provided the users. Now I will run with 9 users. So if you want to change the quantity, likewise you can change 10 users, virtual users. So select the scenario. Let it be. We will go for basic schedule. Okay. Start views. See, now I will change. I will design the scenario. How to ramp up? Now I am doing the ramp up. So one user for every 5 seconds. For every 5 seconds, I am asking to ramp up one user. So for every 5 seconds, one user. After 5 seconds, 2 users. After 5 seconds, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 users. So totally, what is the time taken to ramp up for 10 users? 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Okay, this is ramp up. Now I am providing steady state duration. So I will run the test for, let it be, we will run the test for 5 minutes. Okay, we will run the test for 5 minutes. Apply. Okay, the test is running for 5 minutes. Now ramp down. Double click on this line. Okay, double click here. Stop. Double click on this line. Okay, ramp down. One users every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, ramp down. See. So ramp up, steady state, ramp down. This is how you have to design the scenario. Okay. For example, if you want to run the test for 1 hour, change it to hours. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Apply. See, 1 hour. Okay. So we should not run it for 1 hour at the moment. So we will run it for only 5 minutes. Okay. Apply. Total test duration is 6 minutes 30 seconds, out of which only 45 seconds is for ramp up, 5 minutes steady state, and 45 seconds ramp down. So this is how you have to design the scenario. Okay, after designing the scenario, next you go to the run tab. So okay, after going to the run tab, so you have to select which graphs you want to see. What are the different graphs you want to see? Running users graph, transaction response times. In the sense, what is the response time? What is the time taken by the application? So transaction response times. The total time till now, 55 or 5 minutes. You said okay. What is the total transaction response time? What is hits per second? What is throughput? So what are the graphs you want to monitor? Select the graphs. Error statistics. If you want to monitor error statistics, you can monitor the users with errors. So what the graphs you want to monitor? Okay, so you can check the graphs you want to monitor. It will automatically gives the graphs list. Okay, so you can maximum only 12 graphs. Only 12 graphs. You can select only 12 graphs. That is the only limitation in this here. But when it goes to performance center, the other tool is there, where we can have the multiple graphs. Okay. After selecting the graphs, click on start scenario. Click on start scenario. If you click on this start scenario, the script will run. What is the script we are running? Booking flight booking, right? If you see there is no flights reserved at the moment. Now I will click on start scenario. If you start scenario, see, observe, one is running now. One user is running. After 5 seconds, second user comes. After 5 seconds, please carefully observe, third user comes. After 6 seconds, after next 5 seconds, fourth user. Next 5 seconds, fifth. Next 5 seconds. Next 5 seconds. Slowly, all users are ramping up. Currently, users are ramping up. This is the graph. You see, the users are slowly ramping up. Okay, 7 users are running now. 8 users are running now. 9 users are running now. 10. All the users are running now. Okay, and passed transactions. See, transactions are passed. Click on sign off, click on continue 1, continue 2, click on flight button, click on itinerary button, login button. Okay. So all the transactions are passed. See, no issues. Every transaction is passing. And if you go and check itineraries, see, tickets are also booked. See how many tickets are booking here. See, 15 scheduled flights. See, tickets are also booking without any issues. The transactions are passed. See, so you can check the transaction response time. What is the response times? This is the response time. And an average 0.22 seconds for login. If you see, and for sign off button, on an average 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay. So this is the average response times, deviation. You have to check. Okay, hits per second, throughput graph, transaction response time, transaction failures, no failures. See here, there is no failures, no errors. Script is working very good. What is the load running on the script? 10 users is the load. 10 users is the load. You got it. At this, it will run for 5 minutes, right? Now check the CPU memory utilization. Go to here, performance. See, now my CPU utilization, see, observe 78%. My CPU utilization is increased 94%, 98% utilization because my server, my laptop is acting as a server. So it is consuming more CPU utilization. So if you want to check deeper, click on this open resource monitor. It will show what are the process IDs which is taking huge CPU utilization, average CPU, okay, CPU utilization. See, very high CPU utilization from past 60 seconds or past 1 minute. Okay. Why? Because this is my server. Memory utilization is also high. Observe where is this control. Yeah. So 3 minutes. We will do one thing. Intentionally, we will stop the server. If I close this server, okay, what happens? If I close this server, what happens? Please tell me. If I close this server, yeah, I will close this server. I am stopping the server. Now what happens? See, errors, 7 errors, 23 errors. Fail to connect the server, fail to connect the server, fail to connect the server, no matching forms, errors, all errors. Suddenly errors are increasing. Suddenly errors are increasing. Failed transactions 5, 6, 7, 8. Because what happens? The server is off. The application is, this load runner is unable to reach the application. So I will go to the application, I will start the server now. Now if you check 10 150, it will slowly come stops. 10 150, 10 150. Now past transaction will increase. See, 438. This 10 150 is constant because server is up and running. My server is up and running. Okay, there is no errors, there is no failed transactions. Again I will stop the server for I am no, this is continuously running. Script is continuously running with 10 user load with errors. Yeah, yeah, it will continually running and it will throw an errors. It will throw an error. So this is an error. No matching found. Welcome text is not found. Failed to connect the server. The server is not available. This is the message. If you click on this message, connection refused. We are unable to reach the server. So like this, it will continuously increase. Errors will continuously increase. Okay. Otherwise, if you put 500 users, 1000 users, my laptop will crash. I don't want to do that. Okay, this is a demo, right? So I don't want to increase. With 10 users only, I got 100% CPU utilization. Okay, so server is running. Is server running? No, right? No. Server is stopped. So errors are increasing. So okay, it is ramping down. See, stop at 2. It is ramping down. Stop for 3. So it will gradually stops because we have given 5 seconds, right? We have given the 5 seconds to each user to ramp down. So slowly it will drop. Slowly it will drop. Okay. Now only 2 users are running, but with errors. Why? Server is stopped with errors. Yeah. So it will automatically, after execution, it will automatically opens the analysis, the thought tool, and it will prepare a report for us. Currently analyzing. It will analyzing, and the extension, the file extension is LRR, load runner results. If you see here, the file extension is LRR, load runner results. It will create a report for us. Please wait until all the complete see. It will automatically create a report for us like this. So what is the maximum running users? 10 users. What is the total throughput? This is the total throughput. Average hits per second. Average hits per second. Okay. These are the transactions. Login transaction. What is the response time for login transaction? On an average, it took 0.239 seconds. So what is the average response time for click on flights button, click on sign up button? So this is the average response times. So the average response times for an UI application will be less than, it should be less than 5 seconds. I told you, right? As per the SLA. The client required SLA is 5 seconds. So all the transactions are within the 5 seconds. So no issues. And you have to assign, you have to analyze. See, number of passed transactions 490. Number of failed transactions 20. There are 520 failure transactions because we have stopped the server, right? So you can check the running users graph, hits per second graph, throughput graph. I will explain you each and everything. This is just for end-to-end presentation. I am explaining you all these things. This is the average response times for each and every transaction. You see, click on continue, login button, sign up button. This is the average response times. This is summary report. This is the entire summary report. Okay. So the test is ran for 6 minutes 32 seconds. This is the scenario. We have not defined the SLA. If you want, you can define the SLA using the different settings, different scenario schedule. Any doubts, please? You got it right. If you want to check, this is a running users graph. Running users means for every 5 seconds, one user, 2, 3, 4. Total users are run 10. So totally, the test ran with 10 users for 5 minutes. Test ran with 10 users for 5 minutes and ramped down. This is hits per second. Number of hits per second. This is how it's happened on the server. This is throughput. What is the total amount of data processed by the server? Okay. Bytes per second. 50,000 bytes per second is the maximum throughput that my server can able to process. The transaction summary. The response times. The number of transactions has been done. So login 76 times login has been done. Click on sign off. 56 times done, 6 times failure. Okay. Click on continue one, how many times done. Click on itinerary button. 62 times pass, 10 times fail. Click on flights button. 72 times pass, 1 time fail. So it shows clear report, end-to-end report. So if you want to add more graphs, more items, click on the graphs, add new item, add new graph. Okay. So if you want to check view summary, check the error statistics, errors per second. Okay. If you want to observe errors per second, select it, open graph. It will show you the, yeah. Okay. So see, we got errors here. We got errors here multiply because why we got the errors at 3 minutes 30 seconds? Why we got why we observe errors after 3 minutes 30 seconds? Anyone? Why? Yeah, we manually intentionally stopped the server. So because of there is no server, so the application is unable to process the request. This tool is unable to process the request. So we started observing errors after 3 minutes 30 seconds. Errors. So if you want to add one more graph, click on this, add new item, add new graph. So what are the things you want to add? So there are multiple graphs depending on the situation, depending on analysis, type of analysis you want to do. You can select the graphs. Web resources, if you want to select it per second, throughput, open graph, it will give a graph for you. If you want to compare two graphs, for example, if running users and hits per second, if you want to compare two graphs, right click on the graph, merge graphs, which graph you want to compare with this running users graph with hits per second. Okay, now click on OK. So it will compare this is running users and hits per second. Merge graph, it will be easy. Okay, see, the above is running users and below is the below is running users and above is hits per second. So it both should be in directly proportional. If running users are increasing, hits per second also should be increased. If users are decreasing, hits per second also will be decreased. So I will explain you these concepts, but both should be in directly proportional. Okay, this is how you have to do analysis and you have to prepare a report. Click on this summary. If you select this, okay, this one, right? Yeah, yeah, HTML report. It will prepare a HTML report for you, and if you download it here somewhere else, it is creating the HTML report. So you can't show this report to the client, right? So what you are doing, you are creating an HTML report. It will create a beautiful HTML report for us like this. So you can give this link to the client. You can see what the running users graph, hits per second graph, throughput graph, transaction summary graph, average transaction response times. This is the transactions. Okay, login is a transaction, sign off is a transaction, errors per second graph. See, after 3 minutes 30 seconds, the errors are increased. So simply you can give this report to the, you can demo this report to the client. So see, this is how your application is working. This is the average response times. Okay, these response times are within the SLA. Sometimes if it breaches the SLA, you should say no, the application is breaching SLA, the response times are very high, you have to look into it. So what is the issue? What is the issue? Why the response we are getting the high response times? All these things we have to analyze, and you can give this the HTML report. Okay. This is the use of analysis tool. This is the use of analysis tool. Any doubts, please? Till now, any doubts, please? It's clear, right? Any doubts? Yes, you can practice. You can practice. Anyhow, you have installed this tool, right? But don't put more load because your laptop will crash. Don't put 500, 300 load. Just run with 5 users or 10 users and practice it. Okay. Just run with 5 or 10 users. See, for 10 users only, I am getting huge response times. So it's a huge CPU utilization on my laptop. So don't try to put 100, 200 users. It will affect it will affect your hardware. Okay, sure, I will share this recording.